Someone that just wants to help you out in this thing called life. As you guys can see by the title, um, oof, the Two of Coins just came out. The Two of Pentacles just came out. But by the looks of the title, you guys can see. Sorry, someone said last time that they couldn't hear me. But yeah, by the looks of the title, I think you guys already know what this is about. I want to give you guys, first of all, credit for taking the time to actually work on yourself and to not let other people in your energy and to not project your feelings and project how you feel on others. Also, I think it's good that you guys have been trying to distance yourself from people, because sometimes even though that they're your friends, or even though that they are people who know you or think that they know you, right? They sometimes want the best for you, but they end up kind of like sabotaging, like, I guess, the true authentic connection that you guys could have. Because if you guys are friends and you guys know each other, I think that you should probably tell each other the truth, right? So if they are talking to their ex and they know that their ex is like a horrible person, not saying that, like, no, people can be horrible people. Some people are just so self-consumed, or they're just so damaged that they don't know how to treat others. They don't know how to treat them with kindness. They don't know how to take responsibility or accountability. They shy away from like certain responsibilities. And I really just kind of want to bring some attention to some, I guess, new happenings that are happening in this new full moon that we're about to have. We have a new moon coming up in about like a week or two, a week and a half. I think it's so weird that people are saying, well, I'm saying it too, that the government is like speeding up time, right? They're saying that the earth is spinning faster. So that means that we're having faster days. Energy has to be higher. We have to get a lot more done throughout the day. So I just want to bring you this message. I don't want it to be too long today, because sometimes I'm on here for an hour. I don't want it to be too long today. I just want to give you guys some information. I want to give you, I didn't want to say hope, okay, because I feel like that's what it could be, but I do want to give you hope as far as what your future is going to look like, what's coming up in this next month. I'm here to confirm for you guys that you're not crazy. I feel like your ex has been thinking about you pretty heavily. They've probably been showing up in dreams. They've probably been showing up in just different ways. Like, their name might be remotely close. Hey, welcome. Their name might be remotely close to someone else's name. Like, an example of that, like if your ex's name is what's something simple like Peter, is that a name that like can show up other places? Let me see. Um, let me think. What's the easier name? I don't know, if his name is Sam and then you come around and then your ex's name is, and you keep seeing the name Pam around and you're like, okay, that's weird. Or you're meeting people and their names are kind of similar. Like if their name is Jasmine, then you could be seeing Yasmin around. So I'm here to really confirm the messages and the synchronicities that you guys been seeing, whether it's in the dream state, whether it's in walking around and seeing their name on billboards, seeing their name on license plates. You guys could be seeing some angel numbers. The frequency of the earth right now is very high. So a lot of the things that we are thinking and seeing, our consciousness is going to pick that up and it's going to relay it. So our subconscious and our conscious mind is working together like a machine. And when that happens, you get like this almost distorted reality, like you're living in the same world and you're living in yourself and you feel like, you know, you're living in your truth, but then the world starts to just change in front of your eyes, whether this is people that have I don't know, issues with families. Maybe you just lost a dog. Like I said, your life is really, your inner world is really starting to be brought to the outside. So I am going to be doing a reading for you guys. I was just shuffling my cards. Let me get them, shuffle them one more time. And let's get into our prayer. If you guys want to do this prayer with me, go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to be doing 3 deep breaths. And we're going to start now. Okay. Inhale. Oh, sorry. I was like, let me get some tea. I just woke up like an hour ago. I put on some clothes, washed my face, everything, made some tea. And let's get into a small meditation. It's not a meditation, but let's do a small prayer. Okay. Close your eyes and go ahead and take a deep inhale and exhale. And a slow inhale and exhale. Last inhale and hold it. And exhale. Heavenly Father, ancestors, spirit guides, protective angels, higher self, lower self, and Mother God, thank you so much for the abundant substance and prosperity that you give us on an everyday basis. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for the collective that watches me, and I'm going to want to bring in some messages that are from their ex. If you can make sure these messages are divinely protected, they're also specific to the watchers that are connecting with this message. And if you can be upfront and honest, I would really appreciate it. And if you're not called on this reading, you are not welcome. Okay, let's get into it. So I'm already getting that you guys are having dreams about your ex. And you're like, we have not been together for I don't know how long. I don't know why I'm having dreams. I don't know why I wore my hair like this. Whatever. I'm like, now that I'm looking at it, it's like not even and it's whatever. I'm giving quirky mom. So yeah, your ex hasn't been, it's like they've been in your space and they've been wanting to know what you've been doing, but they haven't reached out to connect with you. I believe your last conversation, it didn't go as well as both of you wanted. I do feel like there's still a cord connected in your connection. So if you love this person a lot and you just been trying to stray away and stay away from their energy, or maybe you guys used to do a lot of activities together. I'm getting that some of you used to drive around together. So you guys would take maybe like, I don't know, a drive or a vacation somewhere far. And then not even a vacation, like you guys would just drive like an hour away, or you would sit in your car and you would smoke, or it would be just like small intimate moments like that that you're trying to erase and scrub from your mind. I don't think that you're wrong for that. I think that when you are trying to get over like a love, like heartbreak, it's hard to think about anything else. So you have to keep yourself distracted. I'm seeing that a lot of you guys have picked up a lot of new hobbies, whether they are healthy or not. There's something that you've been trying to implement into your life to numb almost like the pain that you have from not being with this person. I'm sorry. Oh, that makes me so sad. But I'm here to give you guys some messages. So, this person has been thinking about you. They have been dreaming about you as well, whether it's like sleep dreaming or daydreaming. Okay, I'm like night dreaming or daydreaming. Let's see, what does the collective need to know about their ex? Okay, so the Seven of Swords. Why do I keep saying the wrong thing? I just think it's because it's early. My brain haven't completely like waked up yet. But the seven, the Seven of Wands, I'm getting that this person, they're really in deep thought. It seems like this person has a lot to do in their everyday life. So they have to wake up, get dressed for work, answer emails, answer the phone, connect with people, call people back, go to work, like all this extra stuff. And then they also, it seems like they just have too much dip on their chip. It seems like this person, they do a lot. Like this person really puts themselves into work. They make sure that they're busy like 24/7. And even if they're not busy, this person does things that are I don't want to say unconventional, but it's like they make themselves busy on accident. So if they're like, yeah, I'll help you, like let's say it's Monday. What's today? Tuesday? Let's say it's Monday. And then Monday they went to work and they just did like a full day of work. They actually, the next day, they promised that they would help somebody move. And then Wednesday after work, they said that they would babysit. And then Thursday after work, they said that they would go to a work party. And then Friday, they said that they would pick up an extra shift. So it's like this person, it seems like they are money hungry right now. I'm seeing that their finances could just be stretched. I'm getting with these swords too, that this is representing like just work that's in their life. I don't know if they work so many jobs. I'm getting that this person also may work 7 days a week, or it's almost like they don't get time off. And when they do, it's like a random time that's not scheduled in their day. So I definitely feel like this person's trying to fight for more time for themselves. I see that they're trying to have an organized schedule. They're trying to make sure that they get back to people. But it's like all of these sticks are representing work that they need to do, errands that they need to do. And then we're also regular people. So we have to go grocery shopping. It doesn't really seem like this person really grocery shops. I'm getting that this person, the reason why they work so hard is because they try to pay for a certain type of luxury in their life. So whether that is they have a maid come to their house, or they have groceries delivered, or they like to use Amazon a lot. This person doesn't really, they're not the type of person to go out and go shopping themselves because they work so much. So maybe that will give you some type of understanding of like who they are as a person and what you need to know. I'm also getting this person, something about the color navy blue. This person could probably be ooh, this could be a relationship a long time ago that you're probably not even thinking about this person. Or this person could have really deep emotions like for you. And they could be somebody that is actually, they're just very heartfelt. They have a lot of emotions, but they don't show it. So what I'm getting is they're a softie, but they don't show anyone that they are soft. They don't show anyone that they actually like care about things in the world. So when they go to work and they maneuver throughout their day, they're just kind of like, uh-huh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was thinking about this. Yeah, they're like, what do you think about, people dying like in Palestine and Israel and Iran? And they're like, oh man, it's unfortunate. Like, I think it's crazy, but unfortunately I have to get back to work. They don't show their emotions. They don't wear their heart on their sleeve. So I am getting at the very, 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 very bottom of this person's heart, there is emotion there. They just come off cool and calculated. That's what I'm getting from this person. You're not going to know what they're thinking. They mask, like their mask is so close to their skin that you wouldn't really know even if they told you actually how they felt. Because ooh, I'm getting malnourished. I don't know why that popped into my head. Maybe this person, they don't seek out a lot of friendships and people that are around them because I'm getting that one, they're just too busy. You guys just saw with all of the wands that they have here that they're just way too busy. They got work going on. They're trying to spend time with family. Their family's forcing them to hang out. Their friends, you know what I'm saying? Their friends check on them, but it's just like they're a people pleaser is what I'm getting. Instead of them actually living authentically and truthfully in their own life, they actually are people pleasing, and they're going around and they're hanging out with everybody. And this could also be you, collective. You could be the type of person where you're trying to ignore this love that you feel from them because maybe, when you guys broke up, you really felt like you had a connection with them and you didn't want to break up with them. And, like you guys could have been best friends at one point. And then out of nowhere, everything just flipped and everything went left. So I am getting that I'm getting that you also hide your emotions from this person as well. This person doesn't know how you feel about them. They think that you are, again, cold and calculated. That even if you were to come in, they wouldn't believe what you were saying. And I would like to mention, you're this person, your ex, or ex relationship, ex friendship, whatever it is. We're just gonna this person who's no longer formally in your life anymore. I'm getting that the reason why they think this about you is because when you guys were together, there was certain times when they tried to, open up and be vulnerable, and you kind of shut them down, or you didn't realize how deep the issue was or how deep, it ran, and then they just judged you. And it's like this person doesn't know how to communicate. They don't know how to come to you and say, hey, I feel X, Y, and Z. You are doing X, Y, and Z to me. Could you not do this? And then they would get upset that, ooh, it's on both ends. You guys would both get upset at each other because you would say something that you didn't want. It's like, I want to open this window because it's so hot in here. But we're in California, so it's just hot. In general, I'm about to turn my AC on. And so what I'm getting is that this person, they thought that you guys, when you were together, that you just, that their emotions didn't matter. Like, you put their emotions on the back burner because your emotions were more important, or whatever you were going through was more important. But I am getting that this person never approached you in the right way. They were somebody who would say, hey, I'm having a bad day. Or they would lie and say that they're having an okay day. And they're like, oh, how was your day today? Oh, it was fine. It was okay. It was good. And that's all that they would share about their day. And then they're expecting you, because they want to, it's like, it's hard to explain, but this person doesn't want you to know. Oh, no. I'm like, how do you explain that? Because it's a feeling that I'm getting. This person, like, after they had a bad day, they wanted you to read their energy and know that if they had a bad day or not. Does that make sense? So, like, I'm gonna give you a scenario because it's hard to explain. They came home from work. They said that they had a good day. They obviously lied that they had a good day. Their day was probably hectic as fuck. They probably got yelled at their boss, or somebody, was irritated and they had to fix it. They could just be so exhausted. They might have skipped lunch or had, like, a small snack. And when they came home and you asked them, like, hey, how was your day? They said, I'm fine. Today was good. I'm glad to be home. And they want you to pick up on their energy so much. Like, they want you to know them so well that they know that, they want you to know them so well that when they come home and they're having a bad day, they want you to automatically pick up that they're having a bad day. And what I'm going to say, and this is unconventional, this person's crazy and they're dumb and they're stupid. Excuse me, but if you're not connecting with your partner and you're not telling them the truth about how your day is going, and just because you guys sleep together and exchange energies, that does not mean that they're going to know what your day is like. You don't spend enough time together, especially because I mentioned before with the Seven of Wands, this person is always at work and they're always working. So when do you guys have time to connect with each other? The 4 hours that you hang out, the 8 to 10 hours that you hang out on the weekend? Like, be fucking for real. Be real. I want this person to really start waking up to what they're asking, because it seems like this person also has I'm like unconceived notion. I don't want to use that word. This person is really delusional when it comes to calculating others and then how people calculate them. They think just because they show up and I don't know, like they show up, their emotions are uniform. So they don't feel one thing about something, they don't feel the same about the other. They don't really have a wide range of emotions that they feel. But then when it comes to you, because you're more expressive with your emotions, they're expecting you to be like, oh, you should have known I had a bad day. You should have known from the tone of my voice. I didn't get to call you today, so that should have been an indicator. But what's so crazy is that this person never did that for you. This person never decided, like, they'll think about you. They might have bought you some flowers, like, on a bad day, and maybe bought you a card, but they never really truly showed how they felt about you. You can do nice gestures for people, but it doesn't mean like you're explaining how you feel, or you're giving them like the raw, uncut material of who you are as a person. And I just think this person's very delusional when it comes to how you treated them and versus how they treated you. They think that they treated you with the utmost respect. They thought that they did everything that they could, and I don't want to be, that girl, but I am saying that sometimes people don't have the capacity to open up and be vulnerable with you. People don't have the understanding that when you share and you actually love the person that you're with and you love your life, or you're trying to make an effort to be a better person, or to just get to know them at a deeper level, it takes time, it takes commitment, it takes mistakes. And this person would understand that from a small point, like from a very construed, you know what I'm saying, point, or kind of like, what is it, perspective. This person would really think that they were treating you the best that they could. And sometimes it is. It doesn't mean that if you're doing it or not. If you're trying the best that you can and the other person is still not satisfied, maybe it's how you're doing it. It's not, people just want to be accepted for who they are as a person. And I think that that's crazy. I want you to accept me for who I am as a person, but that doesn't mean that I don't need to change things and conform in certain areas of my life. If you just want people to accept you for who you are and give you unconditional love, go to your mom, because that's who's supposed to go to your dad, because that's who's supposed to give you that unconditional love, okay? Love comes with conditions. Love comes with contracts. Love comes with limitations and boundaries. You can't expect someone to love you if you're difficult to love. If you don't know how to share and you don't know how to speak up for yourself, and you're somebody, oh, oh, and you're somebody that is like, oh, well, they just didn't love who I was as a person. But literally every time they asked you what's wrong, you decided to deflect and say, oh, everything's fine. And then when you were to tell other people, well, like, how was their day? Like, how were they? Like, this is the conversation that they're having with their friends. Their friends are asking about you, collective, saying, what happened? Like, I thought you guys were like on, the same page. I thought that you guys wanted, like the same things, the same, life goals. I thought that you guys were working out, you moved in together, or, you're dating for a while. And this person is literally saying about you, yeah, like, she just couldn't accept like who I was as a person. Like, when I showed her who I was, she didn't like it, or he didn't like it. They didn't like who I was as a person. And, we really tried to, like, I tried my best to work it out, but they're skipping over the big details. They're giving these people, they're sharing how they feel with these people, but they never came to you to share how they felt. Because if they would have came to you and explained the same thing, wouldn't you think that you would give them some slack? I know you guys aren't evil. I know my collective, I know that my little honeybees out there are not evil. And when people share how they feel, you're not going to try to run over their feelings and try to degrade them on how they experience something. Like, I know that you guys aren't like that. You guys are people that want people to enjoy love, and for it to be hopeful, and for it to be kindred and lighthearted. And it just really seems like this person is so stuck in the fact that it didn't work out, and they tried their best, but the ways that they were changing, they never came to you and say, hey, what can I change? And they, it's like, even if they did come to you, the changes only lasted for a week. And then they're like, could you give me a break? And you're like, it's been a week and I'm still irritated and you're still pissing me off. Okay, so what other messages? What's in this person's mind? How do they feel about you? Sorry, my cards are kind of sticky. What does this person feel about you? Please flip the cards over. Oh, okay. I'm just going to do this one because it flipped over. This person is in their head about you. They're starting to realize that, I'm just going to be honest. I love it. This person's starting to realize that you were the only person that actually cared about them and cared about their well-being and about their mental health. You were the only person that actually understood what they were going through. And because they didn't understand you at the time, they didn't understand how you were trying to take care of them. But now that they went out into the world and they see that everybody's a user and abuser, they see that, I'm getting multiple messages here. So One message I'm getting is they see that you were the person that actually cared about them the most. And for another group of you, they had to date a whole bunch of other people to find out. It's like this person was in a relationship or they tried talking to somebody and that person was like crazy and manipulative, worse than you, right? Because they said they thought that you were manipulative and they thought that you were crazy. But in actuality, they were neglectful and they tried to negotiate certain terms of love without even having a conversation with you. So I think it's so crazy that this person had to go through hell and back just to find out that you're the person that actually cared about them the most. So now they're in their head thinking, are they going to take me back? They don't even care about me. They're just really low right now. They're in a place where they're trying to still figure it out. They're trying to see, like, it's like their world just got flipped upside down because they don't take time for themselves and they work every day and life is still happening and people are still living their life. They're living this lie where they want to keep up with the Joneses and they want to hang out with people and go out to dinners and go out to eat and go on trips and try to flex at their job and stuff like that with the life that they have. And an example of that is like they go to work and then people are like, oh, what'd you do this weekend? And sometimes they're like, oh, I was just working, like I have another job. But for another group of them, they're like, oh yeah, I went out to the golf course or I went to go visit my friend in Arizona. I went to to go visit the mountains, whatever it is. They're trying to keep up with the Joneses. And this person is starting to understand that people don't care about their life. They're just asking to be nosy. They're just asking because it's a part of the routine. Then when you go to work and people start asking you about work and they're about your home life, it's a part of the routine. They want to know what's going on in your life to make sure that, you're not doing better than them. And most of the time it's the bosses who are asking you this. Usually if coworkers are asking, they're like, oh, okay, I'm just here. Let's have a conversation. But for the most part, yeah, this person is living a lie. This person, and also what I'm seeing in this, the Hanged Man. Ugh, it's like I have something in my eye. It's these eyelashes. Just letting you guys know, if you guys ever feel like your eyelashes are coming out, they're not. Your eyelashes are just like your hair follicles. They will come out every single month. Your eyelashes are going to shed every month and they're going to grow every month. So this person, they're starting like this little green that's here. I am seeing that they're starting to think more with their heart. I am getting that some of the things that you did for them, you made them feel safe. You made them feel like they could, when you guys were together, it was like two kids playing in the backyard. Like when it was a good day, it was a fantastic day. But when it was a bad day and you had to go through a timeout, I'm feeling about the timeout and the fun was just as extreme. It seems like you guys were trying to find a middle ground, but it's not that you were different. It's how you handle situations is different. And you couldn't come to an agreement that, hey, when we have an issue, this is how we handle the issue. And I'm getting for a lot of you, this is for my divine feminine. If you're thinking about your ex right now, or you have like an ex friendship that's on your mind, this person wanted you to play the masculine part as far as, when situations happen, they would want you to pretty much bend to their will. If they had an issue with what you were doing, they would say, I don't like that. And they expected you to change it. And that would be the change. And that would be like the end of the conversation. But when it was actually something that was bothering them too, they wanted, or something that was bothering you too, when you came to them, they were kind of like acting like the child. So there was like this switch dynamic where when they had an issue, they wanted you to fix it. They wanted you to be mom and say, I have an issue. This is what it is. But then when you had an issue, they were acting like the child. So this person it's just like this energy is letting me know that this person grew up in an immature household where their parents probably didn't hold them to the same standard. Okay. And what I mean by that is, some of them have siblings, some of them don't, but because it was almost like everybody in the house was immature. Everybody was how they handled situations, whether it was someone like in a power dynamic with the parents or a power dynamic with like with the siblings. I'm just getting that this person, they didn't really have a positive influence when it came to adults. Their parents were also acting immature. So if their mom came home and they wanted them to clean, they would say, "Oh, well, why didn't you clean the dishes? Like, get in here and clean these damn dishes." And it's just like, why would you talk to your kids like that? And then now that they're getting older, the person that they are choosing to love, they're expecting them to have that type of energy, whether they like to believe it or not. They're expecting you to come in and saying, "There's an issue with this that's happening. Fix it right now." And then that just be the end of the conversation. No emotion shared. None of you guys, having like a game plan. One of you guys has to be responsible, neither of you being responsible. And it just really sucks because it's almost like this person was cheated out of a childhood. They had to be an adult from a young age, and they really don't know how to manage their emotions. Okay, we're already at 30 minutes, so I'm gonna end it and wrap it up soon. I'm gonna get one more card. What else can you tell me, Spirit, about this ex? Temperance. So there's going to be some balance restored. I can't say if it's going to be it's almost sorry, I'm looking at this card. And the feeling that I got from it was this person's coming out of chaos. Like they're coming out of a chaotic situation, and there has to be some type of balance restored. There's something that they did in the connection while you guys were together that was just completely, I'm just going to say it, fucked up. They did something super fucked up to you, or there was something energetically that was like kind of like fucked up. And there needs to be some type of balance restored. I am getting that this person does want to come back into your life, but they want to make sure that you're not going to come in, that they're not going to come in and then get a no from you. So it might take a while for this person to come in to really like understand that when you love somebody, you just love them, and that's just what it is. This person's never had unconditional love in their life before, so when you showed up and you started giving them love and you started showing them like, "Hey, this isn't how you do that, and this is how you communicate, and this is how you take care of one another, and we need to do a weekly check-in." There was not an adult around to show them how to effectively manage their emotions. So when they started talking to you, and when they even talk to their friends or whatever connections that they have, they would just chuck it up to, "Well, this is what it's been like all my life, so I don't really know what it's like." And what's crazy, and I'm just going to be honest, if this person says that they love you, it's almost like they've never felt this intensity before of this type of love. So when they actually started talking to you and they felt like this intense, like rush of emotions come over them, they've never had that before. So they don't know how to have a conversation about what they feel because they never felt it before. Not saying what they did was right. I'm getting that a lot of you guys, you could have been in a emotionally abusive relationship. Some of you guys could have been in a physically abusive relationship. But what I'm getting is that this person has a trickster energy. They can trick everybody else around them into thinking that they're okay so they can be left alone. This person wants to be a lone wolf but still have access to different groups. And with that, they're seeing that they don't belong anywhere. If you want to be a lone wolf, be a lone wolf. You can't be a lone wolf and keep participating in lower level energies and thinking that something's not going to rub off on you. So because this person thought that they could be their own and independent and go out and do their own things, when they would go home or when they would go to these specific groups, whether it's visiting their family or visiting their friends are not working on self-development. So they're just hanging around people just for the hell of it. They don't care what they catch. They don't really care. I'm not getting that your person's super reckless, like they're just out here fucking and sucking everybody. But I do think that your person doesn't really know what it's like to actually love yourself. They've never given themselves any type of self-love. And with that, it's really hard because Then they found someone like you where they have all these deep, intense emotions and they don't know what to do. They don't know how to keep you around. They don't know what makes you happy. What you're asking for seems like it's like too much. And let me, I don't want to get angry. You were asking for simple things, collective. Respect me and respect my time. Can we have a conversation after the argument? Could you not speak to me in that tone? Could you not ignore me? When we're having like a situation, could you not raise your voice at me? Like there are certain things like this that they were like, that you were asking, and they just thought it was the hardest thing in the world. They're like, okay, well, nobody else ever had a problem like this. And it's not even that. It's like they're in their clear mind until they're not. So until their emotions, like they're cool and they can have a conversation with you, but if they, I'm just getting that this person has a really big ego, and spirit has to sit them down to let them know that you're not bigger than the program. You're not bigger than anybody else who you were judging. You're actually in the same exact situation, if not worse, because you're ungrateful. We tried to send people to you that actually love you. You don't know how to handle your emotions. You're not going outside of yourself to figure out how you can fix this. They're also asking people that don't know how to handle their emotions. So this person is like running. I mean, I look at life like levels, right? So this person is running around like on level 3, just running around saying, oh, how do I get in connecting with this person? Everybody on level 3 is going to know the same information as you. So they're going around people thinking that they're going to give them better information. But it's also like, what credentials do they have? I have very high credentials, by the way. And then not any like, master degrees or bachelor degrees. I just think that if you're going to judge someone based off of them going to school, first of all, didn't we go to school for 12 years of our life? I went to school for, oh my gosh, I went to school for like 15 years of my life. Did I? Almost 16 years of my life. I went to Shoreline for like 2 years. And then I went to cosmetology and esthetician school. Okay, so 2, 4. So yeah, I was in school for 16 years and doing like different things and just learning. And I just have to bring this information to you. It doesn't really matter how much schooling you have. There's different levels of people's spirit. Like, how do I put this? Your spirituality has credentials. So it doesn't matter how much schooling you go to. Do you think that the monks that are over, just over there healing everybody in different places of the world, do you really think that all of them have master's degrees and that they went to school for 20 years? They were spending time being a monk for their whole life. They're only like 50. So most of their life, probably like by when they were a child, they were trying to figure out how to be a monk. So it's like, I know a lot of people like to base their credentials on school. School is made for us so we can, one, waste our time. We get the information so you can get a job, so you can go back into the system, so you know how to act when you go back into the system. When it comes to spiritual credentials, I'm certified, very certified. And I went to school for it and I learned a little bit of it. But I'm just saying, this person's asking people on the same level of them, like what they can do, and they don't have any credentials spiritually, mentally, physically. These people are living a lie, and then they're telling your person to live a lie as well. They're like, sometimes you get into arguments and you just have to let it go. No, you can have a conversation with your person and you guys can really figure out what the root of the cause is. Sometimes you guys are getting into arguments because you had a bad day. Sometimes you guys are getting into arguments because you don't have an understanding that I might need to have a release. Some of you guys are not touching each other enough. You're not hugging each other enough. You're not kissing each other enough. You don't want to spend time with each other because I'm getting also that this person, because you guys live together or because you guys saw each other, or there was like a designated time, like on a Friday night that they wanted to see you, that was enough time for them to get to know you, for you to be there for them unconditionally. Crazy. If this person's not feeding your soul and feeding your brain and making your life easier, I don't think you get, for me, I don't know about y'all, but you're not getting the unconditional love for me. if you're not doing those things, because self-mastery is way harder than, a teacher coming in to tell you what to do, because you don't have anyone saying that you're doing something bad or something needs to be corrected. And a lot of the times you're learning in real life lessons, so you don't have like the space to fuck up. Like, if you love somebody and you're teaching yourself on how to learn yourself, how to love yourself and learn yourself as well, you don't really have the space or the time to fuck up. So it's not a classroom that you can go in and say, oh, well, they said that they loved me and I accidentally like, shooed them away because I was having a bad day. You don't get a restart for that. You've made an imprint on that other person and you probably changed their life. And I am guilty. I've definitely done some horrible things to people because I was hurt and I didn't know what I was doing. But I definitely tried to show them in other ways that I was sorry. And they just didn't want to have a conversation with me. So, but they've also done things to me. Like, it's so crazy that people are upset at me as a person because of the things that I did to them. And then I say, okay, well, I'm sorry about that. How can I make it better? I'm going to work on it. We don't have to talk to each other or anything like that. And then they still hold grudges towards me. But I'm like, didn't you beat my ass? Didn't you snitch on me on my whole family? Didn't you ignore me for like a whole month while we were dating? Shit like that. And they don't think that they should take responsibility for that. They should just be like, oh, well, it was valid. Well, guess what? Spirit is sitting their ass down, showing them that you don't get to do things to people and judge other people and think that you are doing the right thing all the time. So they are sat down. They are seated. They are sat right now. Let's get some, what was I going to say? Let's get some advice and then I'm gonna get off of here. What's the advice that we have for the collective today? Please, I'm gonna do 3 cards. Let's make it even. Oh, we have the King of Pentacles. Fuck. King of Pentacles is like Taurus energy. Okay. They also got a little bit of money. They might be waiting until their money gets up. Any advice? Any more advice for the collective? Okay, I'm gonna shuffle one more time, and if not, we just got the King of Pentacles. Any advice? Tell me about this King of Pentacles, please. We also have the Star. I have to cover this up. We have the Star. Okay. What other advice? Damn it. Guys don't want to know what I got. I got the Knight of Cups. I thought it was going to be the King of Cups, because that meant it would have been like, ooh, he's coming with a love offer. But he or she, I don't know if men really watch tarot. But this is what I have for the cards. I have the King of Pentacles, the Star card, and the Knight of Cups. This person really loves you. This person really wants to come in and make your life easier. They want to make sure that when they come in, that they're not going to get rejected. They don't know how you feel, so they're letting time pass by. They don't know how to connect with their spirit or their intuition, so they're just hoping for the best. Excuse me. It does seem like this person's going to try to come in and they're on their way to give you a love offer that we have with the Knight of Cups. The Knight is on their way, but again, this is at a spiritual level, so you guys have to let a couple full moons go by before you see any type of change. And what's at the bottom of the deck? The Death card. Yeah, so it really seems like, for me, it's really seeming like there's going to be like a rebirth of like death. Like, this situation, it's going to be like out of nowhere. You're going to be like, this is weird. Like, you could be going out having fun, being drunk, and you're getting a text message like at 11:48 p.m. of this person asking you like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, X, Y, and Z, or whatever it is. And you guys, what I'm really getting is this person needs a lot of development when it comes to their emotions. Don't be a punching bag for anybody. Don't let anyone come into your life and try to make you unlearn things that work for you. So if you've been working on giving yourself, attention and love and waking up in the morning, making some tea, you're on a schedule, you're doing things for yourself. When this person comes in, just don't let those things go out of the window, because I will say that when people are not connected to the divinity, what that's within them, other emotions and traits can resurface. So that means that lust might show up, you know what I'm saying? Humility might show up. Um Anger might show up, suppressed emotions might show up, because this person doesn't know how to, they haven't mastered it yet. So you're going to have the choice to really see, do I want to be with this person even though they haven't mastered their emotions? I'm getting that a lot of you guys love them, but it's also your spirit and your soul is going to let you know if this person's at the right stage for them to come back into your life. Okay, I love you guys very much. If you guys like these messages, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. You guys can message me on my Instagram, Not Your Average Coco, if you would like a personal reading. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.